All right.
Yo.
Coming for you from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie Tony Fusco show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony. It's a very special, solemn tribute show today. You know, this is what we do every year when we do our touching in memoriam.
So touching.
Where we go through all the luminaries we lost in 2024. Now, if you're wondering, hey, are they going to talk Eagles and all that? Well, first of all, shame on you for wanting football over something more important than
where's your humanity
and legacy. But also, we're recording this, you see, on Saturday, the 21st.
Yeah, we are.
You think we're going to work over the holidays? What, you think we're dumb?
Are you crazy?
Yeah. And also, the Eagles probably won. So what kind of reaction do you want?
Yeah, we could have recorded this 2 weeks ago. Here's your analysis.
Yeah, exactly.
Eagles won.
They won.
Yeah, there you go.
Let us handle the programming decisions. You just sit back, okay?
Just sit there and shut up and listen.
But before we get into our touching tribute, it's time for a word from our presenting sponsor for this whole episode, our good friends at Anthem Life Insurance. Are you about to croak because you're so sickly and unhealthy? Well, too late. Anthem has no way to help you. You're screwed. But, you know, if you're healthy, Tony, right, there are options.
Yeah, if you're 20 years old with no pre-existing health conditions, then Anthem is the perfect fit for you.
Right. If you're young and healthy, we suggest signing up for their Silver Platinum plan. Just $2,700 a month, and you get all the peace of mind you need. You know, you may go broke and you may be out of a home, but at least you'll know that Anthem is there for you, and that's all that matters, right, Tony?
Absolutely. Anthem.
Anyway, on that touching note, it's time to look back on all the luminaries we've lost in the year 2024. So let's go ahead and play that somber music.
In Memoriam 2024.
And to begin our In Memoriam 2024 segment, the man who always batted leadoff position, Tony, Rickey Henderson. Look at him, just sliding in right in time, just getting it in. Here we are recording on Saturday, December 21st. We just get the news right on time.
Yeah.
Always showed that speed, sliding in just under the deadline. You know, literally a deadline in this case, Tony. But here he is. And you know, Tony, he stole a space from someone else who we could be talking about right now. I mean, there are other people that we could have been talking about, like Quincy Jones, James Earl Jones. A lot of Joneses died. But nope, that spot goes to Rickey Henderson just sliding in. It's really his final steal when you think about it, Tony.
Yeah.
One more steal for the stolen base leader, stealing this spot. Just so great.
So touching.
And now we go to another, luminary kind of that we lost this year, O.J. Simpson. And, you know, Tony, we always say, what makes a running back great?
Elusiveness, of course.
There you go. And no running back will ever be as elusive as O.J., will he? You know, escaped defensive lineman, LAPD, criminal prosecution, just an amazing record across the board. Isn't that right, Tony?
Of course. If OJ didn't have that mobility, that escapability, if it was like, you know, Eli Manning killing people, Eli Manning would still be in jail.
Great perspective there, Tony. And
thank you.
Yeah, because, you know, you think about it, like Barry Sanders and Walter Payton were great rushers for like 8-9 years. OJ did it for like 40. He was
like
rushing.
50 years. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we move on to our next luminary, Willie Mays. And, you know, I got to be honest, Tony, I'm surprised to see him on this list because I thought Willie Mays died like 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about him since like, 1986 or something.
Yeah, and, you know, I got to blame his publicist there or something.
Yeah, what are they doing? I didn't know he was alive.
His publicist died too at some point because, I picked up the paper and it said Willie Mays dead. And the first thing I did, I looked through the paper to see what year it was. You know, who was president? Was it Bill Clinton? Was it Ronald Reagan?
You know, now that I think of it, every year when they do the In Memoriam at the Oscars, they should do a Still Alive Memoriam too. Like, hey, these people are still alive.
That would be helpful, Tony.
Yeah.
Like, just, hey, Clint Eastwood, still alive. you know? Is Clint Eastwood still alive?
Yeah, actually, I got to look it up.
Hold on, go look that up.
Hold on. Clint East. Yeah, he's alive.
All right, well, let's move on to another tremendous athlete and personality we lost this year. Of course, Bill Walton.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's so much we could say about his basketball career, but
of course,
I think his biggest impact was in commentating on Pac-12 games, because prior to that, they were basically unwatchable. You know, nobody was tuning in for like Washington State versus, I can't even name another.
Yeah, I can't even name it. No, that's the only one I know is, Washington State.
What was so great is you'd be watching this game, which was so boring, but you get to hear this wisdom, talking about like the space-time continuum.
Anything to take your mind off of what you were watching there.
You see, he understood the last thing anybody wanted to do was watch Pac-12 basketball.
Absolutely.
So, what he would do, he'd go smoke a bowl before the game. He understood how to make
get in the right headspace.
Exactly. How to make it so you could actually tolerate it.
Yeah.
Wait, Tony, I hear some barking. Is that your dog in the background there?
I apologize. Just give me a second here. Angelo, we're talking about dead people over here in this episode. Show some respect, okay? If you keep going like that, back to the pound with you. Sorry again. Yeah.
All right, now to another important name we lost this year, Apollo Creed. Now, you may be saying to yourself, I thought Apollo Creed died in 1986 at the hands of Ivan Drago. You'll see, that was the movie. You'll see, that was played by an actor, okay? So the actor went on. He didn't die in the ring, although it was very convincing, Tony, and, very haunting. But he actually went on and lived many more times. And, first of all, he did much after training Rocky, didn't he, Tony? What else did he do? He fought the alien, right?
Yeah, and the Predator. He fought the Predator. He lost that too. He died that one too.
And also, he died facing the alligator when he was caddying for Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's true.
But, he was totally fearless. We got to give him that. He died many times. I mean, for all we know, Tony, he may not be dead right now. He may still be going.
This could be another movie death, actually.
Why don't we just put an asterisk next to his name?
Good call. Good call.
Just in case he comes back. Let's just put a pin in that one. Okay, now to another name on this list. One of the great faces of golf, Chichi Rodriguez. Now,
what a loss.
I guess you could say, he never won a major. He was never, name a golfer, Tony. He was never,
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he was never a Jack Nicholson. But, he was the first golfer to realize you could use a golf club as a sword, which must have really intimidated the other people on
groundbreaking.
Of course. That would send ratings through the roof. Before Tiger Woods, the one driving ratings was Chichi Rodriguez, Yeah. And what he doesn't get enough credit for is starting Chi-Chi's Salsa. That's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
What? No. Chichi Rodriguez had nothing to do with Chi-Chi's Salsa.
What do you know?
Here we are trying to honor a man's legacy.
Yeah, we're trying to do something samba.
I wish you were in the In Memoriam segment we're doing right now.
But you know what? Nobody wants to even acknowledge him, so don't put him in.
Exactly. After we kill you, you're not getting into the segment.
Yeah.
Well, now, too, just one of the greatest legends ever we lost, Tony. Of course, we're talking about Pete Rose. Now,
of course.
We could sit here and talk to you about all this man accomplished. But, there's one thing, Tony, that bothers me that people never seem to say when they're talking about Pete Rose. And you know what that is, right?
Of course I know what it is. His fabulous, terrific bowl haircut.
Before 1977, 78, nobody thought to put a bowl on their head and cut it. All of a sudden, Pete Rose comes along, bowl haircuts.
Everywhere. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Tony, I've never shared this memory on air before, but when I came out of my mother's womb and I was delivered, I remember looking up at the doctor and seeing that he had a bowl haircut.
And it stuck with you forever.
I knew I was in great hands because if the Hit King and them had the same haircut,
you were in good hands.
And this guy had the same haircut. Yep, I was in good hands.
Yeah, wow. That's so beautiful and powerful. Wow.
So powerful.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
In fact, to this day, I will only see doctors who have bowl haircuts. It's just,
who else can you trust? Somebody that spends 7 hours at a salon?
exactly. You can't.
No.
I want my doctor just going, throwing the bowl on their head and being out.
And what a touching tribute to Pete Rose right there. There you go.
And now to the man who actually died on the same day as Pete Rose, as we so lovingly covered in a previous
we did.
episode that you should totally go back and listen
Go back and re-listen.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh.
And Tony, we always say the measure of every great historical figure is, did you have a great catchphrase?
Of course.
Right? When you go look in the Pantheon of great quotes, like, give me liberty or give me death.
Yep, Ben Franklin. Yep.
Right. You know, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you got to do for your country.
Yep, Lincoln.
And then, of course, who wants to sex Mutombo, right?
Yep. So impactful.
And, you know, I got to say this must be a tough time for whoever did sex Mutombo because, you know... Oh, Tony. Wait, Tony. Again, it's the dog.
Angelo!
Maybe a dog wanted to sex Mutombo. Is that what's going on, Tony?
You know, Mutombo did have a very long, humpable leg, you know, so that's his way of eulogizing Mutombo.
Yeah. Okay. We'll let that bark slide.
Yeah, good boy, Angelo. Good boy.
Oh, let's move on here.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, a kind of name. This is not the sports, Tony, but we did lose a great actress, Miss Teri Garr. Just beautiful, talented. But, you know, Tony, it must be said, you know, she was in the movie Mr. Mom. Yeah. And when you look at all the kind of, you know, gender stuff going on right now, we got to look back at that being the moment where
that's where it started.
He told Michael Keaton to be the mom, and she went out.
And then she was the dad going out working.
And ever since then, Tony, it's just been, you know, chaos. And
you know, now that I think about it, she was also in the Tootsie too.
Oh yeah.
You remember that one?
You had the woman.
The woman dressing up
like the man.
Yeah.
And,
No.
Another.
No, it was Dustin Hoffman, a man dressed as a woman.
You know, here we are trying to eulogize the beautiful Teri Garr, and you come along and you interrupt. You're just
unbelievable. I'm going to dress you up as a dead person.
Yeah, I'm going to tear your throat out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, as a side note, another person that we could do is still alive is the Dustin Hoffman guy, too. Yeah, hey, still alive.
Is he still alive? Are you sure?
I don't know. You know, let me see. Dustin. Yeah, he's alive.
Oh, okay. So that's good. So it's
good.
Eastwood,
good for you.
Dustin Hoffman, if you're keeping track at home.
Keeping track there.
Okay, another name on this list has to be mentioned. We lost Richard Simmons. And,
tough loss.
You know, we got to really thank Richard Simmons for what he did for our Aunt
Our
Rita.
family personally.
Yeah, our Aunt Rita, right? You know, this woman was so unattractive.
Horrible.
Such just an absolute cow.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's like something, you know, out of the ninth level of hell. You know,
mean,
it was just...
I mean, honestly, I can't even think about her right now without wanting to vomit.
Horrible.
But Richard Simmons came along.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, she went on that deal a meal, Tony, right?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
And before you know it, she lost like what? 200?
Yeah, 2,000, 2,200 something.
2,000
yeah, 2,200.
I mean,
yeah. Still unattractive.
Right, still unattractive, but
much less horrible.
Much
when it was Christmas time, I could be in the same house.
Yeah,
you know?
It was a tough squeeze still. But
better than before.
Better than before. And that's all thanks.
All thanks to who?
Richard
Simmons. There you go.
And now to our final name on the list. Let's go back to sports. Of course, we lost the great Fernando Valenzuela. And, you know, Tony, great Dodgers pitcher, but you had a bit of an incident in the 1980s with Fernando Valenzuela. Why don't you tell the people?
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget this. You know, years ago, my dad took me to a Burger King for lunch. And he said, hold on, just wait in line. I'm going to go use the bathroom. And wait a minute, that guy that came out, was that Fernando Valenzuela? And the Dodgers were in town to play the Phillies. I said, oh my God, I think it is. But my dad just had to go to the bathroom. And then he came out so upset and disgusted. He said, oh my God, it stunk like holy hell in there. Fernando Valenzuela didn't flush the toilet. I can't use that. So of course, naturally, we chased the guy down in the parking lot and beat the shit out of him. And I said, you, Fernando Valenzuela. And we were pounding on him. And the guy said, what are you talking about? My name's Joe. Who's Fernando? And that's when we both realized, oh my God, we made a horrible mistake. Of course, Fernando Valenzuela would never do something like that. And, you know, when we got home, we were like, are we sure that wasn't Fernando? But we turned on the TV, and there was Fernando pitching a complete game shutout. So we said, nope, that definitely wasn't him. Because we fractured that guy's arm for sure.
Just such a beautiful story and a tribute to Fernando Valenzuela. And Tony, a perfect way to wrap up our In Memoriam 2024. Just so terrific. Of course,
Wow.
we want to thank our sponsor, Anthem Life Insurance.
Wait.
Oh, you
Hold
kidding
on.
me?
Someone
Who's not a good fit for Anthem because he's going to be dead soon.
Someone I'd like to treat like
Corrections.
fake Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. Wow, what do you want?
You said we lost Apollo Creed.
For all we know.
I mean, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's a character played by the actor Carl Weathers. It's totally disrespectful not to call him by his name.
Oh, you're right. Then I'll call you by your name, douchehead.
You're going to be like Apollo Creed. Dead. Oh.
Whoa,
Wait. He's
What?
still talking, Tony. What?
You said the golfer's name was Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, bro.
Yes, so?
Again, that's the name of the actor. The golfer is Jack Nicklaus.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a name for your social life. Jack off.
Yeah, your name should be Jack Penisless. Oh.
What a great way to close out this episode and a year. Hey, don't forget, visit the merch store. Go buy up all the merch.
Go buy
and
all the
rate
merch.
And review the show on
And
Apple
leave the best
Podcasts.
reviews 5 stars.
And Tony, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next year.
See ya.